Music is the most universal language we have, way beyond any dialect or tongue. Pretty much every person on the planet engages with music on a daily basis. It means so much to all of us. So the orchestra, which is the largest embodiment of music making, can absolutely reflect that universality. It can include everyone, and it can be for everyone.
Classical music is always shifting and changing. We say classical and an orchestra and we think instantly of like Bach and Mozart, whereas the reality is that in this century it is about engaging audiences and what they want to hear. Cross collaborations, combining different instruments, sounds and techniques, playing compositions that are written by contemporary composers in unusual spaces that you would never expect, and that for me symbolises the Paraorchestra.
I think the future of the orchestra has to be in evolution. The kind of structure and how an orchestra plays and how those orchestral forces are utilised has always changed, has always evolved. And I think that what Paraorchestra are doing is just the next stage, if you like, in that evolution.
The sad truth is that people still find it hard to put the words disability and excellence in the same sentence. Well, at Paraorchestra, we have fostered a culture of inclusivity where everyone has different strengths which they bring to bear, and everyone else benefits from those different strengths. It's an amazing collective endeavour. Our vision is to throw out the rule book and to revolutionise what the 21st century orchestra can and perhaps should be.
Orchestral music is such a kind of excluding art form often, and there's so little opportunity for young people, for anyone to kind of connect with lots of different kinds of art forms. The way that this orchestra is making orchestral music accessible is such a powerful statement.
Paraorchestra has almost limitless sonic opportunity. It makes sounds that you don't find in any other orchestra. We delight, of course, in using acoustic instruments, but also assistive ones and analogue ones and digital ones. We're creating a whole new sonic template.
That is one of the really unique things about the Paraorchestra. This crossover between the acoustic, digital instruments, there's lots of synthesizers that were being used by the orchestra, and the digital assistive instruments that I found really extraordinary and interesting. I think that combination is really unique in that it's got a kind of tingling, sensational deliciousness to it that I think is really exciting. This combination and this world that you're almost inviting people into, and I love working with those sound world and textures that you can create from that.
We're really excited to bust out from the ivory tower of the concert hall. We play in shopping malls, on beaches, seafronts, theatres, art galleries, you name it, reaching people who perhaps have never witnessed a live orchestra before.
Reinventing the orchestra is really about putting the audience first, stretching the definition of orchestral music. It's about presenting orchestral music in a way that means that people who haven't experienced it before can experience it. It's about taking orchestral music into people's communities, where people live, and that's what Paraorchestra do really well. And that's one of the reasons why we're so excited to be working with Paraorchestra as part of our new season.
I sometimes probably won't go to an orchestra normally because I might feel it's not for me, whereas here I feel like it's for me here and I'm welcome here, and I can interact with it.
Paraorchestra is a beautifully evolved mix of professional musicians with and without disabilities. Of our full playing strength, 40 of our musicians identify as disabled. It's an amazing new paradigm.
The experience of working with Paraorchestra is that it's not just about the musicians. There is an incredible network and team around everybody, and it is that makes the process really enjoyable. Everything you kind of present or ask is a collaboration. It's a group experience.
We're so proud to work across many art forms. We're equally proud to collaborate with many different types of artists, filmmakers, sculptors, conceptual artists, speaking to the most diverse audience possible.
Paraorchestra are one of those ensembles that definitely are stretching the envelope and not conforming to that traditional way of sharing orchestral music.
We were both moved to tears.
Yeah. I never thought I'd cry at Steve Reich. Like, it was really, really special.
There's a wonderful, unique sound that's within Paraorchestra. It represents so much diversity that is true to the music, yet is engaging people that may not have engaged with a classical orchestra in that sense.
I'm very proud that I've brought my 3 children here today to experience an orchestra. I think you've done a really important thing here today for like music accessibility.
The future is in, finding creative and new ways of utilising this incredible body of musicians to take orchestral music to different people. And I think ensembles such as Paraorchestra are at the forefront of that evolution.
Paraorchestra is a gloriously inclusive ensemble. It is for everyone and can include everyone. I genuinely believe that Paraorchestra is reinventing the orchestra for the 21st century.